Hi, it's Jane, and today I'm going to make an altered book. And I'm using this old book that I got from the library. They were giving it up free because this one is has a little bit of like a basement odor or something. It's not real bad, but it's something I wouldn't want to put on my bookshelf, so I don't mind altering this book. So the first thing I did was take the three first pages, not the whatever you call that thing, but the first three pages, and I used my glue stick and I glued them together. Then I'm going to tear out 5 pages, and the reason I do that is because when I go to do my journaling in this book, or when I decorate this book with my collage and whatever else I'm going to put in it, it's going to make the book extremely thick. And so I want to make room for the elements that I'm going to be gluing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more, 5. And I can save these pages for, collage. I can save these pages because I'm already using them for collage. Oh, look at this dress. Isn't that cool? All right, then I'm going to take 3 more pages and glue those together. And this is a nice, good sized book, so I can really add some really cool things to this book once it's all ready for collage and painting, any kind of mixed media. I've been watching these YouTube videos on the jelly prints. Oh, I would love to get a jelly, what do you call the print thing? The print thing. And make some jelly prints. Looks like a lot of fun. So I'm going to continue the same process throughout the entire book. Glue together 3 pages, tear out 5 pages, glue together 3 pages, tear out 5, and all the way through the book. So I'm on the last few pages, and excuse the noise outside. There's a big tractor going by. Like tractor in a farm. I live way out in the woods, so, and I live near farms, so that kind of thing happens around here. Anyways, I'm ripping out the last 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, and just by happenstance, I have 3 pages left, which doesn't always happen, but it did this time. I'm just about done with this glue stick. Now I'm getting glue, a little of the glue on the book cover a little bit, you know, on the edges here. I don't really care, but if you do, if that does bother you, you can go, oh my God, I glued on the wrong side. All right. What am I going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick a page in there just because I want to. See? You can do anything you want. I'm going to just glue that page down in there and be done with it. But as I was saying, you can always put like a piece of, you know, paper down in the back here to protect your book cover so it doesn't get glue on it. But I'm going to be decorating the book cover as well with who knows what, so I don't really care. And I kind of go for the rough looking grungy kind of thing anyway, so it's not going to bother me if it gets on the book cover. So you can see you can make mistakes in an altered book, junk journals, and correct them in all different creative ways. Now this has a nice little ragged edge on it, which I really like. One more page. There. Now I have all my pages all thickened to 3 pages. I mean, I glued 3 pages together to make them nice and thick, and this is what it looks like. And you can see I'm going to have all kinds of room in there now to do other designs like collage and any kind of other mixed media. And the book's a little wonky, but that's okay. It's going to get even worse. So now there's a little bit of glue in there that I'm actually dig out and use. Now what I'm going to do is paint all or some of my pages with gesso. My gesso looks a little thick, but oh well. You can water your gesso, water it down with water. Oh, and that doesn't fit in here. All right, then I will pour some in my little pan here. How's that? And I can add some water in there too. Just thin it down a little bit. Kind of a shallow pan here, but it's what I have. Yes, I'm making a mess. All right. And that's all I did, was just paint over the page with gesso. Now I'm going to dry this and I'll come back and show you what I do with some of the other pages. So the first page that I painted with gesso is dry. Now I'm going to paint these other pages, but I think I want to add a little texture to it. So I'm going to take my gesso then I'm going to close the page on top of it. And then I don't want to squeeze it too hard because it's going to just squeeze out from the pages like it did here. And then when I open it, I get all this really cool texture. And I'm going to leave it at that. These are all just backgrounds for what I'm going to do later, the collage and mixed media pieces that I'm going to do on each of these pages. So I'm going to let this one dry and then I'll show you another one. And that's how it looks after it's dry. Isn't that I mean, look at the texture in that. And it was simple. All I did was put some gesso on one page, fold them over, tear them apart, and that's what you get. So let's see what else we can do with the other pages. I've got one that was just painted, just plain. One that was textured this way. I was thinking I wanted to blot one with wax paper. I can't find my wax paper. So I'm going to use parchment paper, and it's brand new, so I'm going to take the tape off here. So this is actually freezer paper, plastic coated. And I'm going to take and wrinkle it up. And make like a ball with it, like that. Just make a ball. And I'm going to do paint both of the pages this time. And again, you can put a piece of paper underneath there so you're not getting all the other pages all painted. But none of this matters to me. I just do it nice and messy. And okay, let's see what happens when we just kind of do this on the page. Ooh, it makes these like almost like flowers on there. And I'm just gonna go all over the page. And depending on how your wrinkles in the paper turn out, I guess depends. In effect, will make marks. I don't know what I'm saying. That is so cool. I love it. Do you see that? How it made almost look like flowers. I mean, it depends on how the paper is rolled up, of course, what you're going to get, but this is what I got with. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to dry that one, and I'll be back. Now, that one's all dry, and I don't know how well you can see that effect, but it's really awesome. I really love this. I'm having so much fun. All right, what can we do next? I thought maybe I would find a tool, like a comb or something, and make marks in it. And so I have to go find one. I'll be right back. So I didn't find a foam. I mean, I could find a comb, but I don't want to use somebody's comb. So I only have a brush. I found this. I don't know if you can see it. It's called a reed gauge. I must have picked it up at a yard sale or something. But it has these cool indentations here that I thought I'd try. Can you see that? Let's see. Like that. Yeah. So I'm finding my pages are sticking together. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of freezer paper and I am going to put it in between the pages so that the pages aren't going to stick together. I'm just going to do one page at a time this time. And I'm going to take that tool and just kind of make marks in there. And that's pretty cool. But you know what? This page is not really very colorful. I think I'm going to do this on a more colorful page. So I found a more colorful page. And I'm going to go ahead and do that little trick with that little tool. So you can use a comb, you can cut out a piece of cardboard, you know, take a piece of cardboard and cut grooves in it or cut slits in it, whatever you want. And all you have to do is just drag it down like that. And there, I get that cool effect. Wipe off my tool. So that's what I got with that. And I can do other marks in there if I wanted to, but I think I like it just the way it is. The other page is not that colorful, so I'll do something else. And I'm going to dry this, and I'll be back again. And that page is done. I just painted this one white, with the gesso. And isn't that cool? Now that's a design I can work with as a background for something else. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other pages. I think I'm going to continue to do some of these techniques. I don't have any more nice dark pages. I didn't notice that when I was gluing pages together. I mean, this one's dark. This one I'm going to leave right like that because I like the alphabets. This one I can do a technique like this one here. And the other ones I think I'll just paint white. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And depending on how long this video is, I may or may not decorate one of the pages. But I will do that in other videos. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I finished gessoing all the pages, and I'll just go through them and show you what I did. This was just a plain gesso. This was the one that we stuck together and pulled apart. This one is the one that we painted gesso on and then blotted it with freezer paper. I just painted these plain. This one I painted plain, and then I just took a piece of like tissue, like, you know, that you blow your nose with, that kind of tissue, and just kind of blotted it all around. It's kind of light. I might paint it over again. This one was just plain pages, and there was some that was real thick in one spot, so I stuck the pages together and I made this, like, you know, bumpy area. This is just plain, except I did blot just where the color was showing through the page. I blotted it a little bit with the freezer paper. This is the one that we did with the swirls, with the comb or whatever it is that you'd want to use just blank pages, blank gesso. This is one that I put gesso on and stuck the pages together and pulled them apart. Really cool effect. This one's plain. This one I wanted to leave the alphabet, the same as with this one. I wanted to leave the alphabet. This one I crinkled with the freezer paper, but I crinkled it. I took it apart and crinkled it over again to make a whole different design of crinkles, of wrinkles on the paper, and I did that one. This one's just plain, except there were some color splotches on here that I took the tool and ran the tool through just where the color, where the print is on the paper. Just plain. This one I took my brush and I just did swirls with my brush instead of straight lines. Didn't do very much, but a little bit of texture. And the last page, again, I splotched it with the freezer paper. I don't want to do too much design with the gesso because most of it's going to be covered up anyway when I work on each of these pages. So this was really fun as it is, and I will show you next time. Next time I'm back, I will show you what I do with a couple of the pages in this altered book.